So we leave Brisbane at Easter to spend a couple of days at St George and then a couple more at Charleville, which is where we left you last episode. Wow, after a very wet night, we wake to still more rain. Talk about drought breakers. Well, this is breakfast, and these things don't just appear, or do they? This is a great brekkie if you have a little bit of time. It starts with a small taco shell.
You gotta do it so
Then you dice up some tomato, spring onion, our secret ingredient. We add a bit of chilli, seeds and all, with a nice fine dice. Then we dice up some ham. Usually about 4 eggs does the trick for the 8 shells. Put all the ingredients in the shells and then put in the Weber for about 25 minutes. Poop, I always forget the cheese. And then you put cheese on it before you put it in the Weber. Oh, you got to love these Webers. You put something in it, close the lid and bang, it's cooked.
that looks smooth.
How cool's that?
Wow. So who's got one of these fridges and who has trouble with the lid falling on the head? Well, have a look at this. Thanks to our good friends on the T-Van Facebook page, somebody ingeniously did this and posted it for us all to not have to bang our head with the lid anymore.
We've stayed at this caravan park a couple of times before when heading west. It's a good first day's drive at around 900 k's from Brisbane and the road is generally good. You wake up the next morning and you get that feeling. The feeling of big open spaces, the sky gets bluer, the air is cleaner. It's that outback feeling. Although the caravan park has changed hands, the feeling of friendliness still feels evident. They cater well for the many visitors that will transcend the park in the coming months, with spit roasts, camp ovens and bush poetry sessions, just to name a few. The Vortex Guns. Desperate times called for desperate measures. In 1902, amidst the longest running drought in Queensland's history that was bringing the residents of Charleville to its knees, rain was the key. So the Vortex guns that were used in Europe were deployed. Fired vertically, the rapidly rising charges from the guns was to force the clouds to release rain. Seemed a logical step. Of course, history has proven many wrong. Charleville is the home of the Bilby Rehabilitation Centre, with a public centre in town and a plot of land on the outskirts. One of the biggest problems is keeping them safe from predators. A special electric fence has been designed with a floppy curl at the top and some 400 by 300 netting barrier placed at the bottom. As these little guys only come out at night, the centre simulates this, so sorry about the poor lighting, you'll have to go and see them yourself.
So yeah, so they're just in here. We do bury a lot of their food, so they dig a little bit, but they can't dig burrows in here. They have boxes that they sleep in.
Got that cricket.
Oh,
Lift another one out.
go Sarah. They will, when it's off season, they'll go back out to the breeding program and
at National Park.
At national parks down the road. Yeah, they have some very large enclosures there, and they can dig burrows.
We've
and
actually
move
got a
fairly
racing
naturally.
fence.
Oh yeah.
And so
At the end of this season, she'll go back to the breeding program. It'll depend on, because the breeding program is quite organised and complicated with
Like you said, with the
chicken.
breeding, all that
they've just
stuff,
got to make sure, they don't have
the good
brothers and
genetic
sisters
diversity,
and all that stuff. So it'll be up to our manager who runs the breeding program who gets to make babies with it.
I honestly don't know how I got out of that place without a car full of soft toys. Next, we headed into town.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's good.
The Telegraph. So we had 8 pubs one time.
So 8 pubs.
Yeah.
So did the rocks burn down?
Yes.
Right. I thought it might have.
I used to always travel around with the railway. I used to always judge the town by the number of pubs they had.
So good.
Well, a lot of people why they did that.
The more pubs, the better the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. though.
So what is there now? Only the one?
No, there's another one down it's called the cattle camp. There's a vet, but it's called the cattle camp. It's
Okay.
down that way.
Right.
It's the most popular, I think. This one's a tourist pub.
Yeah. So all the locals drink down on that one down there.
Yeah. Proper.
I don't know. I'm vlogging now.
Oh, okay.
You want to
Rightio.
vlog with me?
Yeah, I'll blog with you.
I'm vlogging me walking down the street under the old Great Northern, it's actually not, it's the Charleville
It's
Hotel.
actually the Hotel Charleville.
Hotel Charleville, get it right, John.
Hotel Charleville.
And it's a pretty,
There we go.
it's an old pub. It was originally, the Charleville Hotel originally constructed in 1868, burnt down in the 9/11 and they rebuilt it in 12, destroyed by fire in 31. And it's constructed in 1932, so it's been 2 fires. It's probably stopped them smoking in bed now, they've fixed that problem. Funny that the old one didn't burn down. I was going to get a tea and then I thought, no, we'll wait, we'll just have a beer, but...
It was a bit early for lunch, so we headed back to the Cosmos Centre for a couple of hours. I found it quite fascinating because we were there some time back and they've added quite a few new exhibits.
We call our Milky Way.
Play the Doctor Who music, right? What's this one on now? yellow.
Well, we headed back to the hotel for lunch. Wow, look at the size of that bar.
Thank you. The young lady there's going to buy it.
Drink up, it smells shout. The Cosmos Centre stargazing was a bomb again. You wouldn't read about it. They were great and we received a full refund. Oh well, there's always next time. So we pack up in the rain, everybody likes that, right? And head on to Roma. As we head north, you can see that they've had significant rain over the past 2 days. And we had no idea what was in store for us. So we've just packed up in Charleville and it's been raining all night. Packing up in the rain just sucks. We made our way to Morven and we've just been informed that the road's now closed before Mitchell.
This is what's flowing after last night's rain. They're pouring down. Looks like it's already been up here on the road a bit. And the road to Mitchell, which is the one we're on, is now shut. So we have to do a little bit of a deviation and see what happens. But it's fast flowing. And as you can see, there's water on the other side of the road just as much.
So we're going to do a U-bolt and head back, probably with everybody else. So we need to find a town with a pub and see what the outcome is, and we'll work our way back from there. We've just spoken to the police. We went back to Morven and we've just spoken to the police and they've informed us that the road is closed and a place called Mungalara. So when we have a look on the map, there's quite a big creek there, so that's closed. They don't know when it's going to open, they don't seem that interested, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, we've gone, tossed the coin, and we're going to go back to Charleville and go back down through Cunnamulla to St George, basically the same way that we came out. We'll probably make a phone call to Charleville and see what road conditions are like, but there's nothing in Melbourne. The road to the campground is flooded, there's no pub. That's just my luck, get stranded in a place with no pub. Although we've got plenty of beer, but we just need to know when it's likely to subside, so we know what we're doing. So that's all to report at the moment, but we'll catch up when we get to Charleville and know what's going on from there. On the 5th of September 2014, a truck carrying 53 tonnes of ammonium nitrate caught fire, crashed and then exploded. The blast radius was more than 1 kilometre and the effect of the blast was felt over 30 kilometres away. It completely destroyed both the road and the Angelala rail bridge that had stood since 1897. 8 people were seriously injured, including the driver of the truck and first responders. This small rest area depicts photos and information about the devastation. This is truly the land of extremes. The paddocks have turned into lakes that in weeks to come will turn a lush shade of green. And life that has been stagnant beneath the surface since the last rain event will once again build new life into this parched piece of paradise. Made it to Cunnamulla, and it appears that the road is open to St George, so we're going to bite the bullet and head that way. It's 289, 290 kilometres. It's what now? 10 to 3. So we're just going to see how we go.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's a bit deeper.
Well, we made it to Wallen Creek. It was a bit of a debate whether we go and park behind the pub and have a meal, but we've got some steak and we've got Mel's just busting to cook dinner, so we decided to try this little, what's it called, Liz? Wallen Creek. Yeah, it's just over the weir at Bullu. So we're going to chill now. Oh, I'm going to be here somewhere. We're going to chill here now and got the fire lit and have a bit of steak before we make the run to home. A bit further than what we wanted to do, but I guess we can be grateful that we got this far through, and looks like the road's open to St George, and we shouldn't have any issues from there on. Cause it looks like it was all out in the in that catchment area, so we can see a bit of break in the weather now. It looks like it's heading our way, so fingers crossed. That's the exposure value. You can have it on plus. Right.
Well, after all that, we're now on our way back to Brisbane. A few more k's than planned, but at least we'll be able to get home. You've just got to love the Aussie outback. the history and the people, we always learn something new every time we go. I guess that's what keeps us going back.
Thanks for joining us on our Easter escape on Overland Australia Adventures. Bye for now. Goats. We've got goats on the road. Baby goats.
Skippy goat.